Good morning, everybody. I hope all of you are healthy and mentally very happy. So before we start our actual class today, I thought I should say something. So I think many of you are considered as a beginner for Buddhism. Some of you may be totally free thinker. Whether you are a free thinker or whether you are Buddhist, you are serious, whatever. Mainly, since we were born, so we really actually seeking happiness. So when the first time when you went to school, like kindergarten, LKG, UKG, whatever, the parents definitely ask you to study well, then you can have a good job, then you earn, enough money for your life. So therefore, at the beginning of our education, the parent taught us how to achieve happiness through study. Also, since we start to eat and drink, the parents, particularly the mother, they start to feed us healthy drink and healthy food. Also, she already taught us in order to be happy, have a healthy life, we need to eat healthy food, healthy drink. Therefore, since we were, born, actually we have been searching happiness. Happiness is the actual or achievement. Then when we, finish our study in college or university, also we were searching a good job. The job has offer, good salary. Also, we focus for our happy life. Then somehow you start to follow Buddhism with your parents or through with your friends. Somehow you got interested in religion. Then slowly we ourselves learn, religion and particularly Buddhism. So when we start to learn, start to practice Buddhism, then I think we got some confusion. We got some misunderstanding, or we became, quite extreme in religion, in Buddhism. We got confusion because the parents, the friends ask you to follow Buddhism, but you don't know how to follow, how to practice at the beginning, then you have a confusion. The second, you have a misunderstanding. The parents, the friends, whoever asks you to, follow Buddhism, they mainly ask you to, visit all the holy places, all the temples, monasteries. Like I also ask you to do a lot of recitation, chanting, prostration, making offering, making donation here, there. Then we start to believe these are the actual, dharma practice. Yes, traditionally, we must visit all the holy places, particularly the 4 places of the Buddha Shakyamuni where he was born, when he became enlightened, where he turned the wheel of Dharma first time, where he took parinirvana. The 4 places are very important for Buddhists. So when we visit, his birthplace, we must remember the founder of Buddhism. He was born here. He must have a, reason and purpose to born this place. At the same time, we must reflect on our life. I must have a reason and purpose to born in Singapore, Malaysia, Indonesia, Europe, and wherever. I must have a purpose or reason to born this area. Then there may be some connection. Then second, when we visit like a Bodh Gaya, we always, most time we are very content to visit the main temple, do prostration every day, walk around the holy temple, do recitation. But many of us never think Buddha Shakyamuni attend enlightenment under the Buddha tree for 6 years, practice, extensively practice for 6 years, then he became a Buddha. We never think ourselves, oh, I want to be Buddha as him. Through extensive, diligent effort. Then when we visit like a Varanasi, Deer Park, we just go around, offer a candlelight, offer incense, do some chanting. We never think he taught the first will of Dharma here, the 4 Noble Truth. We never think, oh, I want to realize the 4 Noble Truth. I want to practice the 4 Noble Truth. Then one day I can be Buddha as Buddha Shakyamuni. Then next, when we visit the place where he took parinirvana, Kushanagar, also same thing, we bought, like the robe for the Buddha. We offer the robe, we do chanting, walk around, offer light, we finish. We never think, even the Buddha Shakyamuni, he attained the enlightened state. He was free from the suffering and cause of suffering, but still he took into parinirvana, he passed away. We never think, oh, one day, definitely me, my families, my friends, my best friend will separate from me. I am separate from them. We never reflect on impermanence and death. And therefore, at the beginning, we have a misunderstanding how to practice Buddhism, how to follow Buddhism. We thought practicing Buddhism means visit all the holy places, offer light and flowers, make a donation here and there, and do prostration. We thought these are the actual main practice of Buddhism. We have a big misunderstanding. Still, many of you have a same kind of belief. So these are we must do our daily life. plus this all this practice, then we really need to do a lot of meditation. Meditation doesn't mean you just sit quietly somewhere and don't think anything. You should not have anything. This is, I think, some people explain meditation mean be, sit, be quietly and don't think anything. Just empty your mind. Yes, when you do this practice for the short time, you feel very relief. You feel very happy because you stop thinking. You stop thinking, all the problems. Therefore, you feel very relief. So this is not the right way to meditation. These are not actual meaning according to Buddha teaching. If you do this kind of practice for many years, when you are taking, strong alcohol, drug, or tablet, for a short time you feel relief, you feel very happy. Then all the problem, particularly all the emotional, mental problem will come back again. So these are not the right, meditation according to Buddha teaching, according to all the Indian Buddhist master, Tibetan Buddhist master, Chinese master, all over that. Therefore, top of the daily recitation and chanting, we must do meditation. What does meditation mean? You focus on a chosen object. When you focus on it, it helps you to generate the positive minds. It helps us to reduce the negative thoughts. The more we reduce negative thoughts, the more we feel happiness. The more we generate positive thoughts, the more we feel happiness. That means actual practice, Dharma practice means we need to study, we need to practice every day how to control our negative thoughts, how to generate the positive thoughts. That means we have two important activities: generating, reducing, generating or reducing. These are the main practice. This one, you no need to ask anybody, is it the right practice or not? This one, right or wrong, good or bad practice, you can tell based on your own experience. For example, you are a very angry person. You have a very strong ego mind. You are a very jealous person. You are very short temper in your family. When you change the negative mental attitude through applying, the particular antidotes individually, then you feel, oh, I'm become more calm. I become more compassionate. I become more content with a simple thing. That means you can feel it, you can get the effect, the result of practicing the proper Dharma. In our lifetime, whether you are married, you are single, you are stay with the family, you stay alone in somewhere, we always, for the 24 hours, we stay with our mind. Nobody around us, the mind is always with us. Therefore, if we have a lot of positive thoughts, the virtuous thoughts, we feel very calm, we feel, nothing can bother us. If you have a lot of negative thoughts, even though you are still with, nice people around you, you are having all the good condition, the luxury condition, very comfort zone, you feel very lonely. You feel, I don't have anything. You feel very sadness because that time all the negative thoughts is active continuously so strongly. Therefore, Buddhism taught how to control the negative thoughts, how to developing the positive thoughts. If you not interested in generating the positive thought, reducing negative thoughts, then you're not going to get the main point to practicing Buddhism. Therefore, it's so important to control negative thoughts. For example, some of you have always argument with someone because of the negative thoughts. Some of you always hear a lot of bad things about yourself. People telling you, or somebody said this and this about you, because your action wasn't positive. Because all the action you act, it motivated or triggered by negative thoughts. That means all the unpleasant thing you are hearing about you yourself because of the negative thoughts. Also, you always argue with your families because of the negative thoughts. Then somehow you control your negative thoughts. Then some of your family argue with you, fighting with you, jealous you, criticize about you, criticize to you. Still, you can remain very calm. You can remain happily. That means we know, the correct, practicing the correct way, we can get a lot of happiness. We can achieve happiness more. If we practice the Dharma incorrectly, wrong way, then it doesn't matter how long you have been practicing Dharma, you cannot feel the benefit of practicing Dharma. Therefore, it is so important as a beginner, you need to know the right way to practicing Dharma. Then the happiness we, searching for many years, the happiness will come very quickly, very swiftly. If you practice the Dharma very right way, correct way, the liberation, the Buddhahood, the enlightened state will achieve very quickly, very fast, very swiftly. If you put effort into the wrong way, then again, doesn't matter how long you practicing Dharma, the achievement you cannot achieve because you put effort in the wrong condition. Therefore, it is so important to practice Dharma correctly, the right way. So in order to practice the right way, we need to learn how to practice. When we think about learning Dharma, many of you think, oh, I have to, attend Dharma class for many, many years. It is not true. Also, you may think, oh, in order to practice the Dharma correct way, the right way, I must leave my family behind me. This is also not the truth. So in order to practice Dharma, you don't have to attend, Dharma class you don't have to attend the class for many, many years. For example, this day you have 2 books, right? A path to enlightenment, and the middle, the meditation stage. If you study well these 2 Dharma books, you will learn very well how to practice Dharma, how to overcome all the obstacle and problem. Therefore, you focus to study these two books. It's not that thick, like few volumes. It's very few, and maybe like 15 to 20 pages. Therefore, you should not have misunderstanding how to practice Dharma, how to learn Dharma. And also, this day there are so many like Rinpoches or masters or gurus or Geshe, have been giving teaching, every day. We must appreciate to them. They are giving teaching in order to benefit others. It doesn't mean, oh, I must attend this class, that class, this I want to learn. So if you only learning, you focus only studying and learning, it doesn't really benefit for you. But if you believe, I can have a lot of the mental influence, then in the future, next life, I can learn Dharma better. Mean you already have a delicious food on your plate. You're not eating it, you're throwing it away. You're hoping you can have a better food in the future. You can have a better food in the next life. So therefore, we must practice Dharma right now. Since today, we should not think in the future I can practice, and next life I can practice. Next life, life I learn better Dharma. Should not think. Right? Therefore, you need to know how to practice the Dharma, how to do the proper, the correct way of meditation. Therefore, we do a little bit revision. The middle meditation stage by Acharya Kamala Shila. So first, you no need to open the books. So in order to do the correct way meditation, we need to know a few things at the beginning. First, we must know, keep in your mind, in order to free from the cause of suffering, in order to achieve liberation, I need to practice two together, which is karma-bonding and special insight. Right? Shamatha and vipassana must practice together. If I put a lot of effort only achieving single pointed meditation or single pointed concentration, I'm not going to be free from suffering. I'm not going to achieve liberation, Buddhahood. If I only learn how to have a good wisdom, only practicing wisdom, only practicing special insight or vipassana, we cannot achieve liberation. We cannot be free from the suffering and cause of suffering. Therefore, I need to practice these two together unanimously. Keep in your mind. Second, how we can achieve shamatha or karma-bonding. Then there's you just listen. Initially, the yogi should seek the prerequisite that can assist him in the actualizing karma-bonding meditation and special insight. Therefore, first we need to know what are the kind of prerequisite, precondition. It's very at the beginning is mentioned the prerequisite necessary for development of karma-bonding meditation are: number one, to live in a conducive environment, live in conducive environment, in a proper environment. When you think what does mean the conducive environment, the environment where you live, you can do meditation. Then suddenly you are thinking, oh, I want to go to Himalaya, like Nepal, Bhutan, Tibet, and like Ladakh. It can be good, it may be no good. Actually, for me, the Singapore is a good place to do meditation because number one, the environment is quite, calm. You don't have a lot of fighting, killing, stealing, you don't have a lot of non-violence thing. Second, it's very easy to get all the necessary things in your daily life. So you do meditation, let's say you do meditation from like 9 to 11. You want to have a lunch 11:30, you can order lunch through online. That the lunch will come to your door on time. That's why things very easy to get for you. Right? Therefore, to live in a conducive environment, this is talking about the environment condition. Then to limit your desire, your desire, right? Therefore, if we not able to limit it or desire, then while we are meditating, so many thoughts come in, arise, because we have so many kinds of desire. That means limit it. Means you need to stop to have a lot of desires. We have so many kinds of desire. We're not going to fulfill all our desires. Most of us is like, say, over 50 or over 60. We still have a very strong desire to live youthful forever. We cannot. This is just, we have a strong desire, cannot fulfill. Also, we think, oh, I want to, stay over 100 years. Maybe around 100, more than 100 years. We have a strong desire. I don't think any of us can live more than 100 years. That means this kind of desire, this kind of, the conceptual thoughts, it's just an empty desire. We cannot live more than 100 years. There is a very big question whether you want to live very long life or, certain age. It's a truth, it's a fact. Look at, it's a fact. For example, some of my friends, their father and mother, they live in the, nursing home. Nursing home. In the nursing home, the doctors, the nurses who serve you food, those are not our relative. Those are not our, children. They don't have a sense of compassion, love. Then, even all the doctor, nurse, whoever, they are not, your relative. They don't have a sense of compassion, sense of care you. They've done their duty. That means, you can imagine. Then, in the nursing home, you need a lot of, extensive care. You cannot move, you cannot eat, you cannot walk. Still, we wish to live, another few years. Do you think it's a meaningful life? Right? Therefore, he's mentioned here to limit your desire. We must, minimize all the desire thoughts, the desire mind. Some desire mind can fulfill so many desire mind we have, it cannot be fulfilled. Then why we have so many desires? There's no point to have a lot of desire. That means limit your desire. It have to have good meditation. Then number 3, practice contentment. Practice contentment. Again, we have so many desire to achieve things, but we cannot achieve. Whatever we have, we need to learn how to happy with the simple things. Particularly living in Singapore, actually, you don't need so many things, so many clothes, so many shoes, right? So many watch, so many mobile phone. If you have let's say 4 or 5 sets of clothes, it's enough for more than 10 years. If you have good shoes, the shoes you can use more than 5 to 6 years in Singapore. And also you don't need winter clothes, summer clothes, spring clothes. Just one cloth is enough. If you live in like Tibet, Nepal, Bhutan, and all part of Europe, America, then you need winter clothes, winter shoes, winter jacket, then again summer. So just try to be content with the simple clothes and simple food, with a simple job, simple earning. Therefore, practice contentment. Practicing contentment is very, very important, because in Singapore, also rest of the world this day, there are so many divorce cases. The husband want to divorce with the wife want to divorce the husband because they don't have a contentment. Maybe they have a lot of misunderstanding. If you are content, then I think the divorce case is going to be reduced. Contentment with your food, clothes, earning, what is contentment. Number 3, practice the contentment. Then number 4, not being involved in too many activities. But not being involved in too many activities, physically, verbally, mentally. Yes, physically, we are not really involved with the too many activities. But mentally, verbally, we involved with the too many activities. Also, we need to reduce all the unnecessary activities. Of course, we have to cook, we have to wash the dishes and clothes, or you need to talk to, certain people, which is necessary, or you need to think something which has been very important in your daily life. That's it. But we think too much. We talk too much. We involve with all the unnecessary things. Then you've been so busy, physically, mentally, verbally. Then this also become great obstacle for your meditation. Therefore, not being involved in too many activities. Then the number 5, maintaining the pure moral ethic. Just maintain your moral ethic. Be moral. Be, the kind of ethical person. Be ethical person. So there, I think, at the Buddha lifetime, the father of the Siddhartha asked him to get married. So he wasn't sure he wanted to marry or not. Then at the last time, then he replied to the fathers. Then he said, yes, I will marry it. But the woman must have a few virtues. she had to be compassionate. Number one. Number two, truthful, faithful, kind, and considerate. That means Siddhartha said, I will marry with the women who are truthful, compassionate, faithful, kind, and considerate. Considerate. So this is, you can see, if you have this kind of mind, the same way, if the woman want to get married with a man, the same, the man must be very truthful, faithful, compassionate, kind, considerate. So these kind of conditions are very important to live healthy and happy life. Right? Therefore, it's mentioned here, maintain pure moral ethic. So if you have this kind of life partner, then you can maintain the moral ethic. Also, some of you may work for the company's office, wherever. Also, you have to be very honest. Be honest, truthful, faithful for your daily work. If your husband or wife, be honest, truthful, faithful, compassionate, kind, considerate. Then you can maintain the pure moral ethic and fully eliminating the attachment and all other kinds of conceptual thoughts. Right? Then fully eliminating for the short time, for the time being, because we are not that high practitioner. For the time being, fully eliminating attachment and all other kinds of conceptual thoughts. So those are the prerequisite for karma barding. Then each of them you can see more explanation in this book. Then second, so after we achieve karma barding, then we need to achieve a spiritual insight. Also, what are the prerequisites requested for the spiritual insight? Here, what are the prerequisites for spiritual insight? Page number 10. They are relying on the holy person. Right? Therefore, we need to rely on holy or qualified person. The person may be lay person or audience or male and female, doesn't matter. If the person is qualified person, if the person have the proper knowledge, then you can rely on the person. Doesn't matter, male, female, Sangha, or like Rinpoche, Geshe, whatever. No matter much. Rely on the holy person. Therefore, you always consider the Buddha is, my teacher. And that Rinpoche or that, Sifu are my teacher, not just simply holy and famous. Unfortunately, many Buddhist people very much happy follow the famous, who has a famous, who been a famous, who are very popular. But they never think the person is qualified person. You never think the person has a proper Dharma knowledge. You never think the person properly follow the Dharma or not. You are very much happy follow the people who are very famous, popular. You never think the quality. Therefore, holy person means qualified person. Number one. Number 2, seriously seeking extensive instruction. Extensive instruction it doesn't mean you need to study for many books. Mean sincerely, seriously, you need to learn the right teaching, the right dharma, how to apply, how to practice. That means you can say seriously seeking extensive instruction. But many of us are very happy to have a guru. We are just be content, having very famous Rinpoche, Geshe, whatever. We never think seeking extensive instruction. This is number 2. Number 3, the proper contemplation. Now you can see the order. First, rely on the holy person. Then seek extensive instruction. Not just rely on, seek or learn, study extensive instruction. Then not just feel happy to have a guru receiving a lot of teaching. The third one, the proper contemplation. Proper mean, look at, we have to study the Lamb of the path for many days. Also we study the adverses. We study the 7 point. If you are just happy, oh, I learned this thing from Geshe Yonten, you just feel happy, is not enough. The proper contemplation. We talk about great compassion, we must practice. We talk about bodhicitta, we must practice. We talk about karma body, special insight, we must practice. That means proper contemplation. Right? So 3 things. In order to practice the special insight, we must rely on a holy person, seek extensive instruction, do the proper contemplation. What does mean holy person? Then now it's more clearly. What types of holy person should you rely upon? On who has heard many teaching. That means the person whom you're going to rely, you already rely upon, the person must hear, many teachings. Look like the person whom you rely on, that person must have a deep, extensive dharma knowledge, right? Therefore, now you can see, oh, I have a misunderstanding about rely on this and that. Who has heard many teaching, number 1. Number 2, who expresses himself clearly. Not just, for example, for me, my case, age of 10, since age of 10, even though before like 8 or 7 years old, because I was born in Zanskar around 1980s, we didn't have a really like a kerosene, we didn't have electricity, no. Like most time, summer is exception, otherwise the winter, autumn, most people, I think, usually sleep around, I think, 7 or 8. Then, they cannot really sleep. They just, go in bed because there's no light. Then the parent, usually tell story. The story always tell, according to daily life. How to be a good person, how to be honest person, how to, cooperate with others. Nice story. Then the parents know, oh, now the children are, already slept or, going to sleep. Then the parents start to do chanting in bed. So many like chanting. I learned from my parents, particularly my mother. I heard so many teaching when I was around before 10. Then become a monk. Also, I hear so many teaching. Then went to South India. Then studied for many years. I hear so many teaching. I learn so many dharma, but I don't have a experience about all the teachings. Therefore, for you, I cannot be qualified teacher who teach you spiritual insight. Therefore, we need to rely on the person who have experience all the dharma, which is he or her heard from others. Then number 3, like heard a lot of teachings, have an experience. The number 3, who is enrolled with the compassion. The teacher must have a knowledge, dharma knowledge, deep dharma knowledge, with the experience, compassionate. Very important. Very important, compassionate. If the teacher is not compassionate towards the disciple, then the teacher will deceive the disciple. Very easy to cheat, very easy to deceive, because the student or the disciple very much trust, very much believe in the teacher and guru. The guru doesn't have a compassion. Therefore, third condition is a compassionate. Then the guru has a proper dharma knowledge, have a experience, have a lot of compassion, very compassionate teacher. Then the condition number 4 is able to withstand hardship. That means the teacher have to be very patient, able to withstand hardship. Because when you teach dharma to disciple, not easy. Sometimes the student can understand. Most time they don't understand. They fully understood, but they don't know how to practice. They don't practice continuously. Therefore, the teacher must be very patient, stand with hardship. Right? So the teacher always very compassionate, be patient. So if you are impatient, if you don't have enough patience to look after your disciple, the disciple or the student cannot get much benefit. So therefore, in order to practice the spiritual insight, relying on the holy person who has heard many teachings, who experience himself clearly, who is endowed with the compassion and able to stand hardship. That means there's a 2, experience, express. At first, in order to express is very easy. With the experience, to express is very rare. These are the one condition. Then, seriously seeking extensive instruction means this is to listen seriously with respect to the definitive and interpretative meaning of 12 branches. This means you learn the actually Buddha teaching according to what you're going to practice. These are the 2 conditions or 2 prerequisites for practicing Kamabhati and spiritual insight. The next, page number 12. Page number 12. The practice of Kamabhati. Kamabhati meditation should be achieved fast. Kamabhati is that mind which has overcome destruction to external object with the spontaneously and continuously turn towards the object of meditation with bliss and plancy. Please memorize these sentences to know the definition of Kamabhati. There's a few quotations, so you can read. Next, page number 13. The yogi who are interested in actualizing karma-binding mind should initially concentrate closely on the fact that the 12 sets of scripture. That means before you do meditation, you study about the 12 sets. It's you study what you're going to practice. On one way of doing this meditation is to set the mind closely on the mental and physical aggregates. Also, in order to remember impermanence, then you meditate on your own physical body, which is composite with 5 aggregates. As an object, that include all phenomena. Other way is to place the mind on the image of the Buddha. Right? So as a beginner, I think it's better to you focus on Buddha or image of the Buddha. I think usually we prefer to say, focus on the Buddha. When we say image, we think this is just image, it's not that important. Focus on the Buddha. Then the Buddha statue, thangka, picture, you can use as a remember the image of, remember the Buddha. Right? First you carefully, closely, watch or look at the statue of the Buddha, have a clear image of the Buddha in your mind. Then, since you have the clear image, then you just observe or focus on it continuously. Then, yes, the two problems always there. Sometimes the mind becomes very dull, then cannot see the image. Then revisualize, recopy the Buddha in your mind. Again, you focus on the Buddha. Then sometimes you can see the Buddha image in your mind, the mental image, you can see it. But it's very easy to disturb. Your mind goes somewhere. Then again, you control your mind, focus on it. So this has a lot of benefits, because once you remember Buddha every time, you can accumulate a lot of merits. Particularly, the moment of the death, for you very easy to visualize the Buddha, Buddha Shakyamuni, Amida Buddha, whatever, whoever. Very easy to visualize the Buddha, the moment of the death. When you're able to visualize the Buddha, for you very easy to remember his teaching. Very easy to remember all the practices, right? Therefore, we need to learn how to meditate on the Buddha. Also, sometimes we feel a bit scared when we think about death. Particularly if you are very young, very youthful person, if you think about death, suddenly you feel you have an uncomfortable feeling, you feel scared. Whether you want or not, no choice. One day, so we have to live. Therefore, always remember impermanence and death. Then, when you sincerely remember the death, then many thoughts, all the busy mind going to stop. Will stop. Therefore, I said many times, first teaching, Buddha taught impermanence. Among the 4 seals, first impermanence. Remember, recall impermanence and death is the right way to start our daily practice, impermanence. Therefore, you can meditate on impermanence, you can meditate on the Buddha, you can meditate on your physical body, right? This is another way is to place the mind on the image of the Buddha, the king of the meditative civilization, Sutra says. So when you meditate on the Buddha, with his body gold in color, the Lord of the universe is extensively beautiful. The Bodhisattva who placed his mind on this object is referred to as one in meditative observation. That means we are talking about what kind of feature of the Buddha we must focus on. The golden color, universal kind of extremely beautiful. There's a reason, the golden color. When you visualize the Buddha as like a gold color, very fresh, very clear, is helped to stop the dullness, the sleeping, the sleep mind. In this way, place the mind on the object of your choice and having done so repeatedly and constantly, continuously place the mind. That means you need to meditate, focus again and again. As a beginner, you should not think the meditation can be long duration. Maybe 1 minute, stop or rest again, rest again, rest again. That means repeatedly, continuously place the mind. Having placed the mind in this way, then examine it and check whether it is properly focused on the object. Then in between, you need to test yourself. You need to analyze yourself. First, your mind placed on the Buddha for a few seconds, rest, again, rest, focus again. In between, you check while you are meditating, you check, is my mind focused on the Buddha or focused on something else? You need to check. Also, you need to check, am I have a clear image or not? Is there dullness? Is there excitement? You need to check in between. But you should not check quite often. You check sometime in between. That means you are ensure, I'm focusing. Make sure my mind is fully free from dullness, excitement. Examine it, and it is properly focused on the object. Also check for dullness and see whether the mind is being distracted to external object. That means check, make sure the mind is free from dullness. Make sure the mind is not distracted by the external object, distracted. Mostly our mind think about the external things. Sometimes without we are aware, our body act many times, even though without we are aware. Without we are aware, our mind thinking so many things. Therefore, we need to learn whatever is happening in mind, we must aware. But physical action is acting, we must aware. Therefore, awareness is very important when we do meditation. Check for dullness and see whether the mind is being distracted to external object. Right? That means focus on it, chosen object, whatever you chose for your object of meditation. Then check in between. If the mind is found to be dull due to sleepiness and mental torpor, or if fear, the dullness is approached, then the mind should attend to supremely delightful object, such as an image of the Buddha or a notion of light. In this process, having dispelled the dullness, the mind should try to see the object very clearly, right? So while you are meditating on the chosen object, when you notice, oh, my mind is very dull, cannot see clearly the object, then again, you need to visualize the Buddha more clearly. Also, someday you need to visualize light. Someday you do, like a light exercise to overcome from the dullness. Also, you must limit this kind of thing. Then again, you focus on it. Then next one, you should recognize the presence of the dullness when the mind cannot see the object very clearly. When you feel as if you are blind or dark place, or that you have closed your eyes. If while you are in meditation, your mind chases after quality of the external object, such as a form, or turn its attention to other phenomena, or is distracted by desire for object you have previously experienced, or if you suspect the distraction is approaching, reflect that all composite phenomena are impermanent, thinking about suffering and so forth. Topic that will temper the mind. That means simply is saying two things, right? For example, if I ask you, oh, please you watch the person. I introduce someone, I ask you watch the person continuously. I ask watch the person continuously, right? Then you have two problems. Then somehow you cannot see the person very clearly. Your mind, the mental power become very weak. You cannot see the person very clearly. If you cannot see the person clearly, then again you watch closely the person. Again watch continuously. Try to see the person more clearly. Right? Then yes, while you are clearly seeing the person, your mind is distracted by other things, the external phenomena, like eating food, drinking coffee, meeting friends, going here and there. Oh, your mind distracted. And you must remember, oh, now my mind is distracted by the external phenomena. Oh, and again I said last time, while you are meditating on the Buddha, suddenly you remember recitation, chanting is also become obstacle for your meditation. Also, you need to stop this mind. That means focus clearly without distraction. Focus continuously, have a clear image of the Buddha, have a clear understanding of impermanence, whatever you focus on it, make sure no distraction. And three things you remember. Your mind must be very focusful, your mind must be very clear, the mind must be free from distraction. Then your meditation is going the right direction. Then the analogy I think last time we studied, in this process, distraction should be eliminated, and with the rope of the mindfulness, right? The mindfulness. I said we should not think mindfulness and concentration are same thing. It's totally different. Let me say the rope of the mindfulness, alertness, and the elephant like the mind should be fastened to the tree of the object of meditation. Right? You're talking about elephant, talking about tree, you're talking about the rope, elephant, tree. Right? The rope is a symbolic of mindfulness, alertness. Particularly, the rope is symbolic for the mindfulness. Elephant is symbolic your mind. The tree, symbolic the object of meditation. That means the mind always focus on the object of meditation. Then you must have a mindfulness. Your mind must be mindful. Oh, this moment my mind is meditating on the chosen object, like a Buddha. Right? Three things remember: the rope, which is mindfulness, object, tree, which is object, the mind, which is elephant. Right? Why the mind is actually analogy with the elephant? The elephant is so huge. Most of the elephant are black. Right? Then not easy to train. The elephant is so strong, so big. The color is black. That means our mind is totally distracted by the other thoughts. Then the mind is distracted again and again. That means it look like the mind is look like monkey. The mind cannot see the object very clearly. That means like black color. Mindfulness look like a rope. Means if the mindfulness remember, oh, right this moment, my mind is focusing on the object of meditation, like Buddha. That means mindfulness always remember, I'm meditating on here. If you forget, the mindfulness is no more there, the mind cannot focus on the chosen object. Therefore, you should not think mindfulness and concentration are same. That means, if we talk more precisely, mindfulness is the mind, the general mind to focus on the chosen object. Then the mind is the meditation is the mind which is focused on the chosen object. Meditation, that is the mind which is focused on the chosen object. The mindfulness is the kind of mental factor to help to remember the mind is focusing on the chosen object. Then alertness also another mental factor which is always watching the mind is focusing or not, is focusing properly or not. This means the mindfulness remember you this moment, my mind is meditating on the chosen object. The alertness is another mind who is observing the mind is focusing or not, the mind is perceiving the object is clearly or not, the mind is disturbed or not. That means, example, I said, you are in the house, around you, they put very sensitive camera. A sensitive camera is look like alertness, instructor, right? Alertness. When your body move little bit, the camera said, pew. When you head little bit bend, the camera can send. Pew. That means if your mind cannot see the object very clearly, the alertness must notice the mind cannot see the object of meditation clearly. If the mind is distracted by something, also the alertness must notice, oh, the mind is distracted, going to distract. Right? Therefore, remember the three things. The general mind focus on the chosen object. Mindfulness always remember, now my mind is focusing on it. Alertness always aware whatever is happening between the object and subject. Right? That means just meditate. Okay, now we just go through a little bit experience. Now we commonly, everybody, first remember the Buddha according to the picture we used in the past. You don't need to show the picture, remember the Buddha. First, we start from the top, from the head. You just sit in the proper sitting position. Most importantly, your upper body keeps still. Is mentioned all the 8 features. Okay, first, you visualize the Unisha of the Buddha with a little bit dark blue color. Then the forehead. In the center of the 2 eyes ball on the forehead, you can visualize the treasure of the hair, the nose, eyes, mouth, chin, chest, two shoulders, the hand, one hand is, the left hand is holding the begging bowl, the right hand is touching to the ground. Buddha was sit in the sitting posture, a full posture. And the size is, you always keep same size. You can keep as a size, which is 1 feet or 2 feet or 3 feet, just always have a same size. Okay, now your mind is just fully focused, concentrate on the Buddha. Yes, now everybody have a same problem. In your mind, you are imagine, you are focusing on Buddha, but you cannot see the image of Buddha very clearly. Why? Because just before we visualization, our mind was so busy, listening, thinking. Mind was so busy. That means look like the water have a lot of webs. The mental ocean has a lot of destruction webs. You cannot see, right? This problem is very common. Therefore, at the beginning, you have to calm your mind. Stop all the busy thoughts. Next, again, when you visualize, it becomes more easy to visualize, more easy to have the image of the Buddha. Right? Okay, now everybody just commonly concentrate or meditate on the Buddha. Let's say, you can see the Buddha. You cannot see clearly. Then again, re-visualize the Buddha. Re-visualize the Buddha again. Yes, now we can visualize the Buddha, but somehow, you feel so tired. You feel very sleepy. Then, within the visualizing Buddha, you can do, light kind of exercise, turn around your body, up, like behind, forward, bend, do light exercise without forgetting the Buddha image. Do exercise and do a few times breathing meditation. Now you can see the Buddha more clearly. Okay, now while you are meditating on the Buddha, certainly you remember, food and drink. Your mind disturbed by food and drink, disturbed by friends and family, disturbed by weather, disturbed by your daily walk, distraction God. Then you must bring your mind back, again focus. Right? Focus on the Buddha. Then now we use the mindfulness. The mindfulness always reminds the mind, reminds you, right? This moment, your mind need to focus on the Buddha. Not food and drink, not friend and weather. Just need to focus. The mindfulness reminds the mind focusing on the Buddha. Again, the two obstacles come, the dullness or excitement, distraction, the alertness, the introspection, right? They remember, the alert, the mind go distraction. So just do this kind of, practices for next week, for 7 days, third of experience. Okay, so we have another maybe like 10 minutes. Now, okay, so we can stop here. We have a discussion. Since today, for the next Sunday, everybody try to have an experience about meditation, about concentration with the mindfulness, alertness. And then the object of meditation, it depends on you. So which one you can choose. Then at the beginning of your meditation, somehow you got a lot of, problems. You feel so tired, you feel so, sleepy, you feel angry or so many distraction. The first step, you control which negative thought is more stronger. After you control the stronger negative thought, then you do your usual meditation. Since you already choose the object of meditation, you keep the same object for maybe 1 year. Then when you achieve karma bonding, then very easy to achieve special insight, the vipassana. When you achieve this two, then for you, very easy to practice any kinds of dharma. So main obstacle we have, first, we cannot meditate. Second, we cannot really realize the reality. Therefore, we need to practice this two. Okay, so thank you so much. So have a Q&A session. We have 10 minutes. If anybody have a question, please feel free to ask question. If I need to clarify, please let me know.
Geshe, just would like to clarify, when we focus on a meditation object, such as the Buddha, do we look at a real image with our physical eye, or simply have the mental image of the Buddha in our mind?
We should not really, at the beginning, At the beginning, maybe a few minutes, you watch the Buddha by your eyes, physical eye. You watch. Try to have a clear image in your mind. Since you have a very clear image of the Buddha, then you just watch the image, the mental image of the Buddha, not the external, Buddha. And also, if you meditate on impermanence, before you meditate on impermanence, first you think few logics and reasoning how things are impermanent, particular death. When you have a right understanding of impermanence, then you just keep the understanding of impermanence in your mind. Continuously remember impermanence. Right? So meditating on the Buddha, meditating on impermanence is different. Meditating on the Buddha means you must have the mental image of the Buddha. Impermanence means you must have a deep understanding of impermanence. Then the understanding mind keep continuously free from the dullness, free from the destruction. Therefore, while you are meditating, you should not look at the external thing. Therefore, we need to close, half close, little bit, most of, our eyes is closed and little bit open is better. Yes, next question.
So for me, when I'm meditating, I feel it's very hard to settle down because the upper body or chest really feel the heat. So what would be your advice?
Usually, which food most you eat? It depends on your food, or it depends on your physical condition. Normally, if you eat bit, like oily food, or the food has a lot of, the food produce a lot of heat, then you can feel the heat in your upper body. And also naturally, somebody has a lot of heat in the lower body, the cold, warmness in the lower body, the hotness upper body. Somebody has the opposite. Upper body has a lot of coldness, lower body has a hotness. It's due to your body condition. If you feel this kind of strong heat in your upper body or chest, then you must release, have a long kind of release your breath, like for me, like again, breathe in. This means you are releasing, heat from your body. You do this kind of, the long breathing exercise, release the hotness or heat in your body. And also you try to change your diets. Due to the food, you feel a lot of heaty in your body, or we're not sure which reason you have this kind of experience. Okay.
Yeah.
Next question.
Yeah, Geshe, I have been using the breath as a method of meditation to reach samatha for a long time. So for me, it is difficult for me to change method now to visualize the Buddha image as mental image to reach samatha. Could you please advise?
Samatha? Can you repeat your question, please? You have been using
breath as a method.
Okay. Yes, definitely. If you are focusing to achieve samatha based on your breath, it's definitely okay. You continuously concentrate on your breath. Make sure while you are concentrating on your breath, make sure the concentrative mind free from the dullness and free from the excitement, laxity and excitement. The meditative mind is not totally free from these two minds, excitement and laxity or dullness. Then you cannot really achieve the shamatha. Sometimes you just focus on your breath, you feel very calm, very blissful. Mean the concentrated mind actually influenced by dullness or laxity. Please continuously you focus on your breath. Make sure the meditative mind, the concentrated mind free from the dullness, laxity, and excitement. So there's so therefore you just focus continuously until you achieve the shamatha. Is definitely perfectly okay. You should not change the object of your meditation until you achieve the shamatha. Next question, please. Is there a question?
Sheila, Sheila, when we do meditating, do we have to curl our tongue and touch the top of our the roof of our mouth? Then we start breathing.
This one, I think, if you do the long meditation, like 4 hours, like 3 hours, then yes, you touch your tongue on the upper plate. There's a reason, right? Because if you leave your tongue as a normal, after you meditate, you do meditation for a long time, then slowly the saliva release from your mouth. When you touch your lip on the upper plate, then around here is a more open area, then the saliva collect in your mouth. Otherwise, the saliva, the water, come out of your. That's the reason. When you do short meditation, you don't have to. So first you learn, the 8th feature of the meditation, the Virujana feature, which is very good. If you cannot do all the 8 feature, then upper body always keeps stiff. The tongue is, you touch upper plate or lower plate, it doesn't matter much.
Thank you, Geshe.
Most importantly, between you need to do the light exercise. For example, while you are doing exercise, for example, I hold the phone. Make sure I should not forget my chosen object. I can turn around my hand like very slowly. Therefore, you just focus on the chosen object. Then you do like light exercise in between without losing your object of meditation. You do the breathing meditation for some time to refreshing your body and mind. Okay, one more question. If you have any question.
Yeah, Geshe, do we do belly breathing or normal chest breathing in meditation?
Okay, it depends on the situation. Actually, so many of our physical problems can be healed through our breathing meditation. Some of you have a short breath problem. Your breath is become very short, and then you can do the breathing mainly in your heart and lungs for a few times every day. Then if you have a kind of digestion problem, somehow your lower belly is kind of filled with the gastric so, then you do you do breathing meditation through your belly. It depends on the situation. Normally, you just focus your breath in and out. It doesn't matter the breath go into lung and heart or belly. Just mainly focus your breath. But if you have a sudden problem, digestion problem, your breath becomes shorter, then there's a different methods how to do the breathing meditation. Okay, everybody, now it's 11:30. So I really appreciate all of you to attend, the Sunday class. So at the beginning, I mentioned, first we need to know how to practice Dharma. Second, we need to know how to practice Dharma very correct way with the meditation. The meditative mind must be free from the excitement and dullness or laxity. When your focus become big relaxed, then you cannot see the object very clearly. Sometimes you focus too much, you force yourself to focus on it, then mind going to be disturbed. So since today until next Sunday, everybody try to have experience the proper meditation. And thank you and have a happy Sunday. At the end, we do dedication, dedicate all our merit to benefit all sentient beings. Particularly, so in TBC, we have a lot of light and flower offerings. Also, I think many people, every day, every month, they do contribution for sustain the TBC. So also, please dedicate the merit to benefit all the brothers and sisters who support Tibetan Buddhist Center. The last, we dedicate the merit for world peace. If the world is very peace, Singapore will be very peace. Singapore very peaceful, then where you stay is become very peaceful. Therefore, at the end, we dedicate the merit for world peace. Jamba Bhavya Jidara Kemba Dang Gundo Zambo Deyan Dejen Deda Gunje Jesu Da Lojen Gewa Deda Tamje Rabu Dusum Shebe Gyawa Tamje Yang Kala Chodo Angaba Dage Gewe Zawan Di Gunja Zambo Jeje Rabdu Ngowar Ye. Enjoy the Sunday and also everybody be safe. Okay, thank you.